For our first guest, we welcome today into the studio a Gallup certified strength coach. She runs Inspired Strategy Group. She's an endless source of energy and enthusiasm, and she's now an author. Jessica Potts, welcome to The Source.
Thank you, Mike. I'm giggling because I haven't been introduced that way yet.
No?
No.
Well, you can use this in the future, anywhere you go.
Thank you.
What is Inspired Strategies first? Let's get a little bit of background.
I run a kind of a boutique consulting firm where we do a lot of training. Our focus is primarily on soft skills development and team building. So how to leverage the awesome skills that we need in today's modern workplace and how to do things, how to get things done while having fun.
What is a Gallup certified strengths coach?
Well, Gallup is a big company that's been around for about 100 years, and they're best known for their polling. So you may have heard of a Gallup poll in the States. They also have a huge body of research around management, around workplace behaviors, around workplace engagement. And so they've uncovered a lot of research around individual talents. And they offer certification for coaches who want to leverage that system to help people be at their best every day.
Now, you're taking some of what you do in organizations to help people, and now you're moving that into a book in a way. So my question always is when someone does that is, how do you take something that you sort of earn a living from and then move it into a book that people will pay, I don't know, $20 for that book, and still make money? How does that happen?
Fundamentally, I believe that leadership happens at all levels. And one of my first mentors, who was in a similar field as me, said that it starts with knowing yourself, then knowing your team, and then working together towards a common goal. So this is kind of that first stage of the game of how to know yourself, how to understand who you are, get the clarity to understand and connect with yourself, how to get the confidence to understand how to apply that unique skill set in the world that you live in to make it relevant and applicable, and then the courage to go ahead and do it.
Best day ever. You've started a Kickstarter campaign and it's blown up.
This was meant to be my first book, my starter book. I was just going to dip my toe into it and see how things went. And I joined this amazing writing accountability group that over the last 6 months has met every weekday morning and just supported and encouraged each other along the way. And so through that process, we started to really boil things down. And I realized this isn't a starter book. This is the real deal. So it's a mini because for me, I'm a very slow reader, but I love to absorb information. So I'm saying that it's 10 little chapters with 10 big lessons.
So each lesson focuses on one thing. Do they build on each other?
They build on each other and they also stand alone. So my original inspiration was the students of Niagara College. I taught in the sales and marketing program, just the most outstanding group of people I've ever known. And they would ask me these off-the-cuff questions, and I would find myself just pulling something out of my back pocket. And so I'd start to collect those stories and realize that they really resonated. And so formed them into this little 10-chapter book. It's not just stories that let people understand the lesson, but there's exercises to help you live the lesson too.
The book is called Best Day Ever. What's Jessica Potts' best day ever?
It happens quite a bit for me. In fact, when I used to do my introductions, I'd say, "Hi, I'm Jessica Potts, and I'm known for routinely having the best day ever." From that, it was something that kind of happened, started around 12 or 13 years ago. And so it's a day when my values, I'm really big on understanding my values and aligning my projects with those values. And then when you add the Gallup certification, the strengths, the idea of strengths, and I'll just back up for a second. Gallup believes that everyone has talent. So it's not something that you acquire, it's something that's inherently within you.
Right.
But we have to channel that energy productively in order to be
and
effective.
Find where it should be channeled too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's about understanding our natural tendencies, the ways that we think, feel, and behave, and then channeling that into the context of our roles, or whether that's us as a soccer coach, as a parent, or in the workplace. And so, when it comes to having my best day ever, I just find that it's that feeling of going to bed completely fulfilled because you've done something that made you feel alive, and you wake up excited for what's about to happen that day. That's the simple premise of this best day ever thing.
Who should read this book?
Oh, wow. Okay. So originally these stories were for my students. So for people, starting their careers, emerging leaders, people that are coming into the business world, that was my original target. But then having taken these stories and lessons to corporate training or to keynote speaking gigs that I've had, I really find that it falls along the continuum. So everybody from that student or emerging leader, maybe you're mid-career and looking to refocus or kind of figure things out. You might have fallen into your existing job and said, okay, where am I really going? Maybe you're at the top of your game and just want to stay aligned. I think that we as people need to be constantly evolving. To me, the enemy of a successful career is complacency. Or maybe you're on your victory lap and you're ready to see what's next or what the next chapter is. Or for people like me that are entrepreneurs. So it's really, there's relevance for a lot of places along the continuum of life.
Why did you decide to use Kickstarter to get this thing going?
Full credit to my partner, Brent Porter. I didn't want to do a Kickstarter. I'll be completely honest. My book writing accountability group had a special guest who is an expert at marketing and has released numerous books. And she said, giving birth to the book is the easy part. It's the promotion that's hard. And this was in July, and that hit me like a punch in the face because I thought, I'm pouring so much of my time and energy into creating this book, and now you're saying that there's going to be more work on the flip side. So as has been the case for many, this roller coaster of Corona, I just exploded into tears hearing that,
right.
And called a meeting of my team, and it was my spouse who's, I'm going to brag, he's a world-class designer and marketer, and he said, I think we should do a Kickstarter campaign. And I said, that's a terrible idea. This was meant to be launched on my 40th birthday at a live and in-person party taking place at White Oaks. Let's work with that. And he said, no, Kickstarter in this new virtual world will let you do sort of pre-sales, but also help this creative work come to life, which is really what Kickstarter is all about, is helping creators bring their projects to life.
There's still time to contribute, and when will we see Best Day Ever published?
Well, it will go to print shortly after our November 3rd is our cutoff. That's a Tuesday. Also happens to be American Election Day. Darn it, I'd hate to compete with that.
That's going to be the best day ever?
Well, depending on what side of the line you're on, it might be the best day ever. So on November 3rd, the Kickstarter will close. One of the perks actually lets people get their name in the acknowledgement. So we'll take a week or two to compile that information on the flip side, and then we'll be going to print mid-November, having the books in hand in December and then shipping them out. So our goal is to get them out by Christmas, but that's not something my team is letting me promise.
Jessica, thanks so much for joining us today. Good luck with the book. We can't wait to
you, Mike.
see the printed copies.
Cheers, thank you.